Right then guys, welcome back to this day 16 update of this 30-day video series where you are watching me live every single day in real time, helping this store owner turn around their dropshipping home decor store. Now when we started this series from day one, this store was doing less than £200 per month in sales. And we have managed so far to bring that up to a total of, we are currently now on, give me a sec, we are currently now just at £733 pounds per month. So we are essentially close to a 4x increase in the first 15 days of this turnaround. So what we're going to do in day 16. So day 16, I want to show you something to do with the content generators. So if you've watched any of these videos before, you know that we can generate really amazing content, both carousels and reels for your store, and we can post them directly to a whole host of various social channels so that you can get your content out there and help you promote your store. And in pretty much all of the videos up to this date, I have always done the content generation beforehand, before recording the videos, because it always used to be a little bit slow. It used to take about, 30, 40 minutes or so to schedule enough content for the full sort of 24 hours until I would come back tomorrow and do this again. But we have made a number of improvements yesterday to it's had a bit of a spruce up, and we've done a lot of back end stuff as well. And I'm actually going to show you today just how much more improved it is. And that's where I'm actually going to record live on today's video and show you actually me generating the content for real, because it is a lot faster now. So how does this work? So previously the content generator used to generate content in the browser, which means you had to keep your browser tab open. That's now not the case. You can now schedule content and have it render both carousels and reels, and you can completely, close down your browser. It all happens server side. And it doesn't matter if you queue in succession, the queue order at the time of click will essentially keep its correct order. So, right, this is what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do, if we click on the task list, is we need to create and schedule content, right? So if we look at our queue, we've only got content posting up to 11:34 a.m. and I want to basically schedule this until about 11:34 a.m. Tomorrow I want to come back and revisit this again. So the last thing I done was a reel. So what I'm going to do this morning is I want to schedule some carousel content. Now this content stuff I generated yesterday, although in fairness, this is quite cool. I quite like this one. So what I will do is I'm just going to click schedule, and then you will see done that quickly. That's gone into the 1:34 p.m. slot. Click on queue and you can see it's just background rendering now. So that means I can now move on to, it's actually completed already. I can now move on to a reel. So what I'm going to do is I like to do a brand ambassador reel. So I like the recently ordered one there. So I'm just going to click generate. This is going to regenerate new reels. And then we're going to preview, one or two of them to find the one that I want to post. And then we're going to queue that up. So the content generation takes about a minute or so. You can see they'll, here we go. So you've got a new, so this brand ambassador program generation here, this basically generates reels for your brand ambassador program. And I recommend that you do at least one of these per 24-hour period. So let's have a look. And I quite like this one, but I probably want to change the music on it. Yeah, the music's a bit boring there. So we will, because I haven't really shown any of this stuff. So then you can actually drag this along to the section of track you want, just like you can on like TikTok and stuff. There you go. I think that's fine to do. So I'll just schedule that. And then that's just gone in. Now reels take a little bit more time to render, so they take about a minute to render, but because it's now background rendering, we can actually carry on and just do a carousel and it won't mess up the order, which is what makes this so much quicker. So nothing else in there I particularly like, so I'm going to go to my go-to, which is whole store and random. So this gives us a good selection of stuff. Okay, so we've got a new set. And then we can preview some of the cards. I do like this one in particular. Oh, by the way, if there's a specific type of card that you like, for example, this is the style film strip, but say for example I wanted to post this one here. And by the way, the text is fully editable, but you can actually edit all of the text, right, on every single card. Every single bit of text is editable as well, and it auto saves. But say I wanted to take this one, but I wanted it in this style. You can actually change the style, which is this style here, which is film strip. So if I go down and click film strip, they'll actually all change to film strip. Yeah, so you can then just do that. So, and that doesn't take any re-rendering or anything. So if you want to put them all typographic, you can do that. But I like the random basically. So it gives me like, you know, a random selection of, so I'm not posting the same stuff every day. Okay, that's done. Go to our queue. You can see our reel's now done. So let's do another reel. So we want whole store, random anything, generate. While that's generating, I'm probably almost certainly going to be using this one. And I might use this one. And I'll probably end up using this one. You can obviously change colors as well, guys. So if you want to do, you know, that, pretty cool. You can see some of the colors are disabled because it doesn't allow you to do low contrast. It doesn't allow you to do like low contrast stuff. So it wouldn't allow me to put a, see with this card here is white, for example. It won't allow me to use white text on a white card, right? So you're not like posting nonsense. And it remembers these changes. So the next time this postage stamp style comes up, it'll remember the color settings that you set for it. So let's have a look at reels. So sometimes when you click on reels, this happens every now and then. I've seen this. They're all like large like this. This is a little bug I know about at the moment. If you just refresh the page, that'll sort the cards out like so. Right, so let me just go through the real ones where I want to. I like this one, but I don't like the music. Actually, one of my favorite tracks, really. Oh, yeah, there is over 500 tracks. Well, there's 498 tracks. And you can certainly play with it, like so. Looks pretty cool. You can also mess around with the cut settings, so you can either match the music or you can choose various different type of cuts. And you can obviously then change the duration as well. So it can be slow, medium, fast in terms of cut speed. So there's plenty of options for you to, you know, get the right sort of thing you want. This looks good to me. I'm going to post this one. So as soon as I can see that scheduled, I can move on and then just go back to carousels. And I'm going to post this one. And then I'm back to reels now, kind of like this one. So that music's a bit boring. So let's find something. We can drag this along. It kicks in all right there. No, don't like that. Give this a go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so where are we up to on a queue? So we're up to 11:34 p.m. So we need still quite a few more. Yeah, so we're going to do this one. Then we'll do another reel. So this is what I like to do. I like to do carousels and reels alternating. And I want something a bit more upbeat or bright. Something like this. That doesn't really fit for me, that one, to be honest. Might be quite cool. That feels a bit slow on the cut, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click medium. So I feel that's on a slow cut. There you go. That cuts better now to the beat of the music. That looks good to me. Okay, that gets us to 3:34 a.m. And then we're probably going to post this one, but I might change up the color a little bit. There we go. All these colors are branded, so if we actually look at the storefront, you can see our storefront is so, and you can see it's on brand, so all the colors are on brand. So we'll use this one. That gets us to 5:34 a.m. Let me just look at the queue, make sure we got carousel, reel, carousel. So let's do a reel. I think yeah, what's this like? Okay, that's okay. The music's not good. Cool. Super short, but it cuts really well, so I like that one. So this is the bit where you need to spend a bit of time. Like if you want your content to do well, you can't just post any rubbish. You do need to just actually, preview it back, check the cards, make sure that make sure it is actually good, and don't just basically just generate rubbish. Because it is, of course, very easy to generate rubbish and just post any old nonsense. But if you make sure it's actually decent, then that, you know, that's going to get better quality content, and the social platforms are going to show it to more people. The last one we done was a reel. That's taken us to 7:34. So I'm just gonna. Now this is really funny. So I'm just gonna go for this one straight away. And then I'll do one more as well. So we'll do one last reel this time. Let's have a look at this. So it's fine, but not that music. All this music is copyright free, by the way. Kind of like it with that kick thing. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. There we go. So that takes us to 11:34 now, and then we can just essentially, we can just leave this now. Just let that finish rendering. And there we go. How much quicker was that? Obviously you didn't get to see it before, but I can tell you that is a hell of a lot quicker than what it used to be. So, right. Hopefully that's pretty useful, guys. I'm going to just, next thing we're going to do is just going to hop into Instagram. Okay. And I'm just going to, I'm on the phone right now, so I'm just showing you the Instagram there. But what I'm going to do is a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to go to my notifications on the phone, and I'm just going to like all of the stuff we've been sort of mentioned in. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to look at my stories, have a look at the reels that I posted last, which was this one. So I posted this reel to my story. So we always post reels to our stories. We don't post the carousels to stories. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post every reel that's been posted to my story. So that keeps your story constantly updated with new content as well. So I always just post the reels to my story all the time. Okay, so there's just a couple there I haven't done. Next thing I'll do is I'll go into messages, and let's just have a look at some of this. So we're just going to say thanks to this lady for sharing. So we're going to use the reply assistant for this. And then we're going to share that to our story as well, which obviously you can't do on the computer, but you can do on a phone. That's actually a collaboration request, in fairness. So I'm just going to do that. So we're actually, this one we're actually posting on our grid, because it's not a story, it's a collab request. So you should see this should, there you go, that's gone now to our grid. Yes, we can. So I can give the reply system some context. Yes, we can. And the reason is because if we go to the store, we type in print on demand, and then we give her this link, I can tell the reply assistant, yes, we can. She just needs to order this product and use the personalization box to upload her design, or simply describe what she wants. And then paste the link in, and then the reply assistant will craft the message like so. There we go. Super easy, super easy. These are likes, these are likes, these are likes. What do I put in the URL handle back? No questions. Oh, she is on about her personalization sign up link. So just explain to the assistant what that is. There you go. So she's just saying thanks for something she received. So we very rarely write messages to people. We basically just use the reply system. We just paste their message in, and it allows you to deal with messages extremely quickly and efficiently. That looks like junk. Okay, cool. So we're now all up to date with Instagram. But before I do that, can I send them in here? Obviously, I don't want to use their work. I'd rather do some prints, but with my style ideas. So if you want to give more context, you can actually grab all of this. Yeah, so you can highlight everything of the chat. You can put this into the reply assistant. So the assistant actually knows what's going on. Sometimes the most recent message isn't enough. And then you just want to maybe just delete that because we're currently talking to her. You can definitely share your style ideas though, just to know what you're thinking. Cool. Yeah. So feel free to just, copy as much of this conversation as you want and give it to the reply assistant, because then it's going to have more context, understand the conversation better, and be able to give you a better response. So going back to our tasks, so we're still on track for our target, which is great. This is why this banner is green. We need to DM reps about welcome vouchers. So I'm going to do this now. So this is all super easy, guys. Just it automatically copies to your clipboard as soon as you click on their social link. So it's got the right message, it's personalized. All you need to do is paste it in. There we go. And then we'll move on to the next one, which is DM about this month's voucher. Or this person we know we can't DM at the moment. So we've got share content requests. So I'll ask these people to actually share content. You can see they've ordered 28 days ago. So obviously with due content, you can see they've actually shared content there. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to actually change this message slightly. So I normally take that bit out, and then I put, if you can send anything you've taken across to me as well, that'd be great. So we just shorten it slightly because we can see that they've shared. So we don't want to re-ask them to share, but we do want to ask them to actually send that content over to us so we can reuse that content ourselves. So this lady, trying to log in. When did she order? 31 days ago. Yeah. So she did. Yeah, she did share there in July. So that's fine. So I'll paste the message in. There we go. We just shorten the message to make more sense if they've already shared. Okay, yeah, so we've gone up, we can see they shared there. So I'll do the same here. And same for this person, they have shared. So we'll put the message in. We won't ask them if their order arrived safely because obviously they shared, so we know it has. We just change the message very slightly to ask them to just send the content. Okay. Pretty cool. So we've done this. Now we have these check-ins to get through as well. So we've got quite a lot of check-ins to do. There's 146. Certainly not going to do all these probably today, but I'll do a few. So I'll just show you what the check-in message is. So hope you're keeping well. So we sent a few messages over, as you can see, and I just wanted to check in, see if they still want to be a brand rep, right? So this is a good check-in message because it can actually, it serves as a way to for you to filter out who's no longer interested, and it also serves as a good way to reactivate people as well. So as you can see, if we look at the check-in messages here, there's actually a 6% conversion rate on check-in messages. So for people who never use vouchers, after the check-in, we actually then converted 6% into essentially spending money with us. So this is why we do the check-ins. So this lady is complaining about the shipping costs. So what we will do is, there's two things we could do here. We could send her the outreach template about shipping, which is here. There's 3 of these options, but this person says that she's not interested. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just deactivate this person and actually just disable their brand rep account. Because there's no point being a dead horse. Okay, so I'm actually logged into the wrong account here. So, right, let's actually log in to the right account. So we'll make sure we're following this person. And we'll send her a check-in. We've got this one. Did you manage to check on my order from last month? I think I placed it a couple of weeks ago. Let me have a look at this person. My Cozy Plans. My Cozy Plans. She's not coming up there. And she's not coming in active. How strange. Maybe she's changed her handle. Okay, hang on. I've got the filters on. Found her. Sometimes I've got these filters turned on. So Charlotte Blade. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to my order screen, which is here. Type in Blade, Charlotte Blade here. So we've got Yodel tracking on it. Just have a look at the order items, see what she ordered. Yeah. It's got tracking on it, but there is no update since the 21st of July. Okay, interesting. So what we'll do is we'll go to the complaints tab, and we've got a couple of things we can look. So it's in post, which is Yodel. So we'll click this button here, and we'll use this Yodel for lost by the courier. And we will pop this into here. Okay, so if I had a look at the tracking, the parcel hasn't been scanned. Yodel is saying they haven't received it, but I know it's been posted. So rather than keep you waiting, I'm going to get a replacement sorted. So what we'll do is we'll send that to her, like so. And then on that order, we will actually do a resend request for order not received. And we'll resend all the items. We will reuse the existing label because they're saying it hasn't been scanned because there's no scan. This is a label creation. And then we'll just put her message into this box here for additional information, and we'll submit that resend request like so. Okay, so now if I go to my orders, we should see I've now got a resend request here for Charlotte Blade, and then that'll just get reprocessed. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's a little insight. I don't think you've seen me how to deal with that before on any of these videos, but that's how easy it is to deal with delivery issues as well. Anyway, back to the check-ins. Clear that filter because we obviously were searching that lady. That lady we have contacted. So we'll make sure that we're following all these people because they are obviously, they are currently reps, even though, you know, they may not be responding right now, but we have different segments to actually deal with that later on. But for now, make sure you are actually following these people. So I'm just going to follow message. So you should always be following all of your reps all of the time. You should always be following them. It's a requirement for them to follow you, so you should be following them as well. There we go. Just send these check-ins. Go. Right, I'll send one more because this is going to get very boring very quickly. Cool. Let's have a look at this message. Where's the message? Did she reply to us a moment ago? Okay, there's a few, but we named the collection as the Wonder First collection. I'd like them maybe a little bolder in color. So that's fine. All she needs to do, really, really simple. These are lovely. If you just upload. Placing your order, then provide the instruction you'd like them. Little boulder. I'll handle the rest for you, because we offer personalization on all of our products, so people can upload examples or just provide instructions. So she doesn't really need to complicate this. Cool. Yeah, so I've got some check-ins here, which I'm going to do gradually over the next, few days. I'm not going to do all these today because they're not hugely urgent. I will be keeping on top of the welcome voucher and DM voucher reminders. These are super important that you do these. Next thing we need to do is just move on to our daily outreach. So it's a simple case of grabbing the outreach template here. And the first thing I'm going to do is going to have a look if we've got any new follows, which we have a few here. So I'm going to see, yeah, we'll just give these people a message. Okay, and then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use these suggesteds here to help me find new people to outreach to. So she's got something to do with art, and we sell art, so I'm probably not gonna want to message her. So if we follow it and it's requested, we have to wait for them to accept us before we can actually message them. As you can see. So this person is open for messages. She's like a business mentor or something, so she's probably not worth messaging. What the next thing I'm going to look at actually is I'm actually going to look at our followers, and I'm going to open these up, those two I just messaged. Just want to check whether we've messaged these people, because what you get is you get new people who you've maybe tried to follow and you need to wait for them to accept you. And then it means you need to come back the next day and just check your follower list. And your most recent followers are always at the top of this list. So if you just open, a few of these, 10 or 20, for example, most of these people you've probably already contacted, but some of them you wouldn't have. So that person, as you can see, we've contacted. That person we've contacted. So that person. So yeah, most of these, I would imagine we've already actually contacted. Yeah, we just contacted her a moment ago. So it's always worth a quick check, just looking at your recent followers, but most of them you would have already contacted. So this is not the primary way that you would outreach. if you look back at the other videos I've recorded in this series, I've shown at least 6 or 7 different ways that you can find people for potential collab outreach. Yeah, it looks like all these people we've already contacted recently. Yeah, I think I recognize them from yesterday and them. Yep, yeah, I recognize her from yesterday and them as well. So yeah, so we've already contacted all of them. Okay, that's fine. So my favorite way is through the home tab, and then basically just liking the type of content that we want to see more of. Although this is so she's too high in followers, so we want people with really small accounts. Because they're the most likely to accept a gifted collaboration. So when I say small, I mean people usually under 10K. Sometimes I'll reach out to people like 15K, it's fine. But you just need to know, you just need to be aware that the more followers that someone has, the more likely they are not to want to accept a gifted collaboration, and they would only work on a paid basis, which is not what you're looking for. So you're looking for these small creators, and also sometimes just ordinary people. Sometimes ordinary people will be interested in a gifted collab. That account looks a bit weird. So if the account looks a bit weird, I wouldn't contact it. You do want genuine people with, you know, normal profile pictures. Okay, cool. And then what I can do then is I can then use the suggesteds on this lady. So something you need to be obviously aware of is location of these individuals. This is a UK store. And although you can accept international collaboration, the shipping costs can obviously be a bit prohibitive for them. So ideally, you want to make sure that you are engaging with and liking content from people based in the UK, and primarily reaching out to people based in the UK, unless in your store settings here, you can actually change in your payment settings, you can change your store currency to US dollars and euros. And then in your shipping settings, you can actually change your default checkout country here to be any of these countries. And then once you've done that, you can reach out to people for collaboration in those countries, because your store will basically be repriced to that currency, and it will be set up as if it was essentially located and traded from that location directly. So, right, we just reached out to her, so that's going to be a request probably. So I can see she's based in the UK. So sometimes you can get the inkling from the bio. Sometimes there is generally no way of knowing. So just really just focus on volume over anything else. You know, try and send as many DMs as you can each day. For this store, with the growth that we've seen since I took over 16 days ago, we've seen almost a 4x increase in sales, so almost a 400% increase in sales. And I've been doing about 50 to 60 collab outreaches per day, which is not a lot. You can do that in 30, 40 minutes. So once you find people from the UK, always a good idea to then check out these suggesteds, because these suggesteds will almost certainly be people from the UK as well, okay? So this is a very simple and effective way to find people who are going to be interested in working with your brand. Based on the fact that we're a home decor brand, it is literally a 98% female audience. So honestly, just reach out to people, just reach out to females really, or to women rather. Females would say that. Okay, and then you can keep using the suggesteds then as well to reach out, because if this person's based in the UK, it very likely means that these suggesteds will also be based in the UK. And a lot of these are very, very up and coming small content creators who are just starting out, but they're super ideal for gifted collabs. And then you can easily get to your, your daily quota of 50, 60 outreaches just using this method alone. Always make sure you follow them before you message, just so they get that notification, that follow notification before they come across your message in the inbox. So I will use this opportunity to, I'm just clicking the middle mouse wheel to open these accounts in new tabs, so I can just work from my tabs across the top. In my view, that makes things, that's the fastest way of doing it, I think. So I'm mainly just clicking on people with what seems like genuine home accounts, people with actual, profile pictures of themselves and not logos. So you don't really want to be reaching out to businesses or anything like that. You are just reaching out to individuals. There you go. By the time I work my way all the way through these tabs now, I probably would have done my 50 or so outreaches for today. And then you won't get responses right away. That is pretty normal, but the responses will stagger in over the next few hours and days as well. As you can probably see over the last few days, if you've been watching the videos, I've been really focusing on reaching to people out with relatively low followings. Now Instagram is doing a really, really good job at recommending these people to me, which is what you want Instagram to really do. So the more that you sort of engage with, reach out and contact the type of people that you want to, the more that Instagram will recommend those people for you. And then it just makes the whole outreach thing just a lot easier, because you're getting recommendations basically just put in front of you by Instagram. Right, okay then guys, I think I'm going to pretty much wrap up this video. I think I've shown you everything that I can show you. I would highly recommend, if you're interested in this process, I would highly recommend going back through this video series and watching right from the beginning, from day one, so you can see the full thing from the day that I took over this store. And you can see exactly what I'm doing day to day. And if you're interested in launching and growing one of these stores yourself, then and applying these methods, then you can do that from the link in the description down below. Just go to that link. You can set up your own store in literally less than 30 seconds. And then you can essentially start following along exactly how I've shown you how to grow these stores in these videos. Right then guys, if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to keep watching along to see how far we're able to take this store in the next 2 weeks or so, until I hand it back to the owner, then yeah, do subscribe to the channel and feel free to watch along. I post these videos every single day, guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in tomorrow's update. Right, cheers and guys, thanks for watching.